We live in a world filled with constant stimuli. At any given moment, we have immediate access to entertainment content, social media, video games, highly processed foods, and other sources of instant gratification. This overload of stimuli can directly affect how our brains respond to dopamine, the neurotransmitter tied to motivation, pleasure, and reward. The concept of dopamine fasting emerged as a way to rebalance this reward system by reducing exposure to these artificial stimuli, allowing the brain to rediscover satisfaction in simpler, more productive activities. The idea is that by temporarily limiting or eliminating these instant pleasure sources, we can restore our capacity for focus, self-discipline, and creativity. The term dopamine fasting was popularized by Dr. Cameron Sipa, a psychologist from the University of California, but it is rooted in well-established neuroscience principles regarding neuroplasticity and dopaminergic sensitization. By reducing our reliance on quick-hit stimuli, we create space for more sustainable pleasure and enhanced productivity. But how does this work in practice? How can we apply dopamine fasting to our daily lives? And what are the real benefits of this strategy? Throughout this article, we'll dive deeper into each of these points and show how you can use this method to improve your life. Dopamine is one of the brain's most critical neurotransmitters, influencing not only pleasure, but also motivation, learning, and behavior. It's released whenever we engage in an activity that brings satisfaction or reward. However, excessive dopamine release can desensitize dopaminergic receptors, making it increasingly difficult to find pleasure in simple activities like reading a book or working on a project. Research from institutions like Harvard and Stanford shows that continuous exposure to fast rewards, such as scrolling through Instagram or watching short videos, creates a vicious cycle. The brain becomes accustomed to these intense stimuli and begins to require larger dopamine doses to feel pleasure. A study published in the Journal of Neuroscience revealed that people frequently exposed to social media exhibit changes in their reward circuits, similar to those seen in individuals with substance addictions. This same phenomenon occurs with excessive consumption of pornography, video games, or sugar-rich foods. By engaging in dopamine fasting, that is, temporarily reducing or eliminating these intense pleasure sources, we allow the brain to recalibrate its dopamine response. Over time, dopamine sensitivity is restored, and activities once deemed boring become enjoyable and productive again. Here are some practical ways to adopt this practice. Reduce social media use. Set specific times during the day when you avoid accessing social media. Avoid instant rewards. Cut back on pornography, junk food, gaming, and other highly rewarding stimuli. Embrace boredom. Allow yourself moments of inactivity without digital distractions. Adopt positive habits. Replace artificial stimuli with activities like reading, exercising, or learning new skills. Practice mindfulness and meditation. Studies show that meditation can help regulate dopamine levels. By cutting back on the artificial stimuli that flood our brains with dopamine fasting can deliver a range of benefits for mental health and cognitive performance. Among the key positive effects of this practice are: 1. Greater emotional control. Excessive exposure to quick reward stimuli can lead to impulsivity and a lack of emotional regulation. For instance, dependency on social media or pornography has been linked to symptoms of anxiety and depression, as the brain grows less responsive to natural sources of pleasure. A study from University College London found that reducing social media use significantly improves mental well-being and reduces anxiety symptoms in teens and young adults. Additionally, practices like meditation and physical exercise, which often replace digital habits, help regulate emotions. 2. Improved focus and productivity. By minimizing digital distractions, the brain relearns how to concentrate on longer, more demanding tasks. A study from the University of California, Irvine, discovered that employees who avoided checking emails and social media during work hours were 40% more productive than those who constantly switched tasks. Another example comes from author Cal Newport in his book Deep Work, where he explains how eliminating distractions and embracing deep focus are key to professional and creative success. Through dopamine fasting, you train your brain to work more efficiently with less need for constant interruptions. 3. Satisfaction from simple activities. A common side effect of excessive dopamine consumption is the difficulty in finding joy in everyday tasks like reading, conversing, or taking a walk. Dopamine fasting helps restore this sensitivity, making previously mundane activities feel rewarding again. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, notes that the brain's reward system can be rewired to value productive habits, making them easier to sustain over time. This means that tasks like studying, working, or exercising can eventually feel natural and even enjoyable. 4. Enhanced creativity and flow. States. The flow state, described by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, occurs when we are fully immersed in a challenging yet enjoyable activity. This state is common among musicians, athletes, programmers, and writers, as it enables peak performance with seemingly little effort. With fewer distractions and external stimuli, the brain has more room to form innovative connections and devise creative solutions. In his book, Stealing Fire, Stephen Kotler explains how reducing dopamine exposure can help unlock these high-performance states. Dopamine fasting is a powerful tool for anyone looking to regain control over their mind, emotions, and productivity. By cutting back on instant reward stimuli like social media, pornography, junk food, and gaming, you allow your brain to recover its natural dopamine sensitivity, making you more focused, motivated, and resilient. This practice doesn't require drastic overnight changes. Start by gradually reducing the time spent on attention-draining activities and replacing them with more productive habits like reading, exercising, or meditating. Small daily adjustments can lead to significant improvements in your well-being and performance. If you want to live with greater mental clarity, creativity, and discipline, give dopamine fasting a try. Within just a few days, you'll notice the benefits of this shift and uncover a new level of control over your life.